Hello everyone, welcome back to Guess the ELO chapter number 2, where I would be analyzing your games and try to guess your ELO. If you are new, you can send me your games on my Gmail ID and I would be analyzing your games and it's going to be fun. So without wasting any further time, let's jump into the video. So the first game we have is Dragon Imperior versus Moonlight. So Dragon is playing with white, who is a viewer. So e4, c5, knight to f3, knight to c6. We have the Sicilian, c3, g5. Okay, we have the Alapin. Basically, the idea is to play d4 and have a nice center control. Black can play d5, takes sticks. So I believe both the players are quite well versed with the opening part at least. Because d5 is the right way, and after queen d5, like there is a pawn on c3, so the knight cannot come on c3 to attack the queen. That's the deep idea. So queen d5, d4, controlling the center. Black takes, pawn takes, and now bishop g4. Okay, so yeah, makes sense. Bishop e2, knight f6, knight to c3, attacking the queen. Queen goes back, and the bar raised. So already in this position, queen a5 would have been better, because if white tries to push now, black is having rook d8, maximizing the pressure on d5 pawn. I'm not sure if it was a blitz or if it was rapid or a bullet. I'm not really having a good idea. But queen d8 is definitely a bad move, because now white got this opportunity to push the pawn, and white even played the move d5. So far so good, at least from our side. So knight to b8, short castle. To be true, I think both the players are quite well versed with the opening, but black got surprised. He played queen to d8, and now white simply is rolling down his pieces. Short castle, perfect position. You guys can already understand black pieces absolutely doing nothing, whereas white has even castle up, developing the pieces nicely, having more control in the center. Definitely white is better. a6, okay, makes sense, because there are some bishop b5 checks ideas coming. You have to stop it. Queen to b3, okay, very nice move, I believe, and actually the best move. Putting pressure, trying to get the rook into the game as well. Queen c7, I'm not okay. There are some problems with queen c7, I personally feel. After queen coming to c7, it has already become a target. You are moving the same piece quite a lot of time. White can play bishop e3, get the pieces in, try to once again attack the queen. I think a better move would have been, I don't know, maybe even sacrificing a pawn makes sense. Takes, maybe rook b8, trying to get the pieces at least out. Whereas black is just moving the same pieces twice, which I think black is definitely much weaker than white, at least in this game. And I think maybe the black should have rating of I don't know, maybe 1200 or 1300 max to max. g3, okay, g3 makes sense. White is having a plan. White wants to play bishop f4, but can you believe it, there is actually a very strong move in the position, which is bishop to f4. Not even playing the move g3, just giving up the bishop, because after queen v7, black can't protect the rook and the game is over. The game is over, that's it. g3, okay, makes sense. You're trying to play bishop f4, but this loses time. What is h6? Like, bro, what is h6? Like, bishop f4 is coming, your pieces are not yet developed. You should at least try to play 97, try to get your pieces out. What is h6? h6, I don't know what is the idea of h6. Bishop f4, the queen goes back. Rook c1, obviously white is playing pretty normal chess without any worries. The queen is also hanging, come on. Knight g7, okay, finally black realized that he should develop his pieces at the place of pushing his pawns. I thought that black is going to play g5. Knight to b5, yeah, perfect move. Attacking the queen have to move. Okay, we have okay, takes. g5, we finally have g5, but it's too late now, because you see the material. You can simply count the material. Black is completely busted with his king open. Knight jumped, Rook game. E d6. You can't take. It's a mate in one. Black push the pawn. The bishop goes back. Black took the pawn. Knight takes. Knight takes. Queen a4. Wow. Black cannot castle because black is losing the knight. And not only the knight, now even the bishop is hanging. Black played king e7. Boom. Okay, knight came. Queen goes. Push. Bishop came. Okay. White is like, okay, now I'm too much material ahead. It's the best time to trade off the pieces. Check. Okay, we have a mate in one. We have a mate in one, but white can stop it via bishop f1. Even queen g4 works because after check, white can capture the knight. Wow, that's exactly what happened in the game. And after king f3, the game is over. Black resigned. So I believe, I don't know, like the level difference was quite a bit. I think black should have a rating of, I don't know, maybe 1100, and white was actually playing a perfect game of chess. He even found the move knight b5, which I'm kind of amazed, but yeah, he actually found it. Knight b5. White actually played a perfect game of chess to beat the black guy, like the black pieces guy. So yeah, white should have an ELO of maybe 1400. So black should have an ELO of 1200. White should have an ELO of 1400, which actually makes no sense because the rating difference can't be that much higher. Okay, white was actually playing very good chess, so at least 1500. Black should be nearby. Okay, so I would say my guess is white should be 1524. And the black should have a rating of maybe 1511. Let's check out the rating and let's try to understand. So white was having the rating of 1723. Black was having the rating of 1742. No words, no words, no words. What? Black doesn't deserve the rating of 1742 after playing such bad game of chess. He even declined the basics of chess. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I was too bad at guessing. This was the first game, so now let's move on to the second game and let's try to improve ourselves. Okay, so coming on to the second game, our viewer is playing with the black pieces. So let's look at it with the black pieces. e4, e5. So it was a rapid game actually. Knight to f3, knight c6, knight c3, bishop to c5. So kind of a 3 knights opening if black develops his knight to f6. We have the 4 knights game. But if we have bishop c5, knight takes, knight. Okay. So if knight takes, the knight d4 and the line is bishop d6 takes. Oh, sorry. Takes. And yeah, the game goes. Black is like, okay, you gave me your knight, I'll take your pawn, give a check. Which actually makes sense because white has lost his castling rights. Somehow makes sense. But instead, white is now having the bishop pair, but it depends if white is able to use it. d4 first of all, having a nice center, attacking the knight goes back, bishop goes to e2, queen f6 check. Okay, actually queen f6 makes sense because if the queen goes back, black can actually capture the pawn. Bishop to f3. As I said, so king e1 is actually the best move because if black goes for capturing the pawn, bishop f4, queen takes, rook takes, and white is having ton of development against a pawn, which is quite a good position for white. But bishop f3, queen d4. Now black is pretty happy. Takes. So our viewer once again not disappointing us, having a better position now. Bishop f4, knight to e6. So can it go for capturing the pawn? Actually, there is knight b5. There is actually knight b5 attacking this pawn, and there is going to be some heavy attacks like takes, king d8, and wow. Like if you take, which is also winning, and if you try to move the rook, Knight goes back. And material wise, white is like black is actually having the rook. But if you go back, now bishop c7 check. King goes over here. And bishop e5, f6, knight c7. Wow. So basically, by some sort of a line, in the end, white is winning. Okay. We have knight to e6 coming back. Bishop goes to g3. f6. Okay. Why not developing the pieces? No idea. f6, rook e1, d6. Okay. h3. I believe getting the rook in the game, or even knight d5, attacking, putting pressure at least makes sense. But yeah, h3. Okay. Knight e7. So black is trying to play slowly, which actually makes sense. Putting the pawns on the dark squares to limit the dark square bishop, which is a very deep idea. Knight d5, knight c6. Obviously you can't take because you will lose this knight because the knight is pinned. So we have knight to c6, bishop to g4. The idea is to capture the bishop, followed by knight c7 and winning the game. King d8, protecting the pawn makes sense. a3. So basically, whenever white is not really having an idea, white is just pushing his side pawns. That's the idea. Not even trying to get the pieces. a3. Okay. h5. You see, black is playing some chess. Black is actually playing some chess. White is just completely waiting. Attacking the bishop move. Knight goes. We have a bishop trade. Black pushes the pawn. Knight centralizing the knight. Getting the king. Okay. g5. Moving the king. We have a trade. And counting the material, black is a pawn up. Having more space. Black should be better. Black is actually better. Getting the pieces. Okay, black is playing some chess. Okay, black is playing some chess. Yeah, this is winning. Wow. Like, -4. You're losing the pawn. Giving a check. Oh, wow. It's the first mate. Okay, you can go back protected, but you lose the rook. You lose the rook or you get mated. Basically, you lose the rook and eventually get mated. Or do you want to get mated first? Okay, so we have knight into e5 by white, and actually white resigned. Wow. So basically, I think once again black was much stronger. That's why black won. But my guess would be at least white knew how to play. White knew how to play. Black also played good chess. But yeah, I would say black should have a rating of 1450 and white should have a rating of maybe 1423. White should have 1423, maybe. Black should have 1450. So let's check it out. Okay, so white is having the rating of 1470. So we were close. Black had the rating of 1503. Okay. It was a close guess. At least better than before. So yeah, this was the second game. So now let's move on to the last game of the day, the third game. Okay, so jumping on to the third game. So Buri Buri Zaimon, I think we are going to check with Buri Buri Zaimon. E4, C5, we have the Sicilian. Bishop C4, Knight C6, Knight to F3, H6. Okay. Why not E6, D6, even Knight F6, maybe G6. At least E6 is the fine way. But okay, H6. What is the idea? I don't really know. Like, do you want to play G5? G4, striking in the center makes sense. E5. What is E5? Okay, something feels wrong. Like, okay, Knight to F5, yeah. So basically the pawn usually goes to D6, the bishop goes to E6, and the game goes. Like, kind of a Sveshnikov structure. Actually, white can actually play Queen H5. You can't take, it's a mate in one. And actually Queen H5 is the best move of the engine. But okay, we have Knight to F5. G6. So white is trying to focus on pushing his pawns at the place of developing the pieces. So to be true, not proud of the game, but okay. Actually, like g6 makes sense. You are stopping knight g6. You can develop your bishop, get your pieces out, and at least now g6 makes sense. Knight g6 is the best move. I don't know. Okay. Knight g6 would have been the best because, come on, this king is weak. This king is definitely weak. But instead we have queen d5. White is thinking, if you take, I'll give you a mate. But actually, black played the move queen f6, and actually black was having this queen f5 check, trading off the queens. The bishop and knight, both the pieces are attacked. Knight e3 is the best move to defend the knight and the bishop. And after takes, black is having the bishop pair. And black is actually fine. But okay, I'm not expecting the players to play all these stuff. Like when I saw the players playing the opening at least, I realized that both the players can't. Like, queen f5 is hard, okay. Queen f6 makes sense. Knight goes back. Knight jumps, attacking the queen. Queen goes to d2. The bishop to c5. Okay, finally, black realizing that he should develop his pieces. a3. Okay, a3 attacking the knight makes sense. The knight goes back, and now knight to d5. Wow, good move, good idea. The knight was on b4, controlling the square. So first white kicked it, and then put the knight on d5. The queen went back. It could check. Not playing the move queen d8, covering the c7 square, but instead queen g7. So already, I believe Buriburi Zaimon should have a rating of I don't know, maybe 1000 should be the right word, I believe. Yeah. Knight c7 check. White took the rook. White developed the knight. Push, and okay, this is already winning. Come on. Knight goes back. Okay. Takes. Knight goes back. We have a massive trade, capturing the bishop as well. Wow. What is this? Was this a mouse click? Like misclick or something? What is this? Giving up the queen? At least checking with the knight makes sense, because you're too much material up. Maybe after takes, you can take the pawn. I believe queen d7 would have been a mouse click. If it's not, I believe I need to drop the rating out. White should have a rating of maybe 8, no, maybe 7. Yeah, maybe 700. Black should have a rating of 600. I don't know. Takes. And now somehow black is completely winning, which is insane. h5 takes, h4. Okay, so black's idea is pretty simple, I believe. Wow. Okay. Okay, check. Okay, this is winning. Yeah, this is now winning. I'm expecting black to win if nothing goes crazy. Yeah, the knight goes back. Push. Just trading off everything. Capture the material. That's it, yeah. Okay, after queen c4 check, white resigned the game. I'm surprised. I thought white is going to play till the mate. But okay. My guess is white should have a rating of 650, and black should have a rating of maybe, I don't know, maybe 627. So white 650, black 627. Let's check out the rating. Okay. So white was having 1490, black was having 1563, which is kind of unbelievable. I think these guys are overrated a bit. I don't know, like one player is breaking the opening principles by pushing up the pawns. One guy being material ahead, sacrificing the queen for fun. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea. But okay, 1490, 1563. I think I'm still new in this new job of guessing the ELO. As long as I continue with this, maybe I can improve further. So yeah, that's it. We have analyzed 3 games. one guess was close enough, two guesses were massively large, and the last game was insane. So yeah, that's it for this video. So if you love the analysis, if you love the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you're new, make sure to send me your games you play online or on my Gmail ID, and I'm going to analyze those games, and it's going to be fun. So yeah, that's it for today. So I'm going to see you soon. So till then, stay tuned and keep watching Oneshot Chess. Bye bye.